Another 10 inches on Friday.
Oh, is it up to 10 inches now?
That's what I hear, dude.
Jeez, man. That's brutal.
Well, one of the things that we talked about, man, and it was one of the best Sad City Hartford WCCC commentaries so far, and it was when we did a kind of a look back on Hartford TV and radio personalities, and it was like a Where Are They Now segment.
Right, we did that way back in the summer. A lot of 80s TV personalities highlighted by our favorite lady, Gail King.
And TX Critter.
TX Critter, of course, and Weissovich.
Jim Weissovich, yeah. So tonight, we're going to kind of follow the same guidelines. What are we talking about?
We're doing the Hartford's Athletic Heroes. Where are they now? And we went through, we didn't want to do anyone still actively playing. So that's like Marcus Canby and Dwight Freeney. Everyone knows what they're up to. And, we didn't want to do anyone dead. It was really, like, Willie Pep's the big guy who's excluded, who's like an old-school boxer. If you talk to people who know about boxing, I think there's like 3 people who watch it left in the U.S., but he's considered one of the best ever, but he's dead, so he wasn't on the list.
Okay.
We went with, try not to do 2 Whaler heavies, but we got some of the all-time Whaler favorites. We got Ronnie Francis, of course, who he works with the Carolina franchise now. Kevin Dineen is a coach for the AHL, so you can actually see him come to town and play the Connecticut Whale.
Really?
And Mike Leach, he coaches the Pittsburgh team in the AHL, and they would actually play against the Connecticut Whale, so you could see him in his old stomping grounds.
We might have to go check that out.
Definitely. And if people who have a really good memory, Kevin Dineen scored the last ever goal for the Hartford Whalers, and we actually have a YouTube clip of that up on the story.
Really?
Really, yep.
And people can check that out at sadcityhartford.com?
SadCityHartford.com. It's right the top story, right at the top right now.
Nice.
Also on there, we got some more of Vin Baker. Is a great Hartford story. He actually grew up and went to high school in Old Saybrook. Son of a minister, went to University of Hartford. Not a basketball powerhouse. If you're going to be a great NBA player and you're going to stay in Connecticut, you're usually going to go to UConn. But Vin Baker went to UHart. Was drafted very high by the Milwaukee Bucks. Was an all-star right out of the gate. Had a great career going for himself. Signed like a 13-year, $87 million contract, and the poor guy, he just had a bit of a problem with alcohol, and he couldn't get himself together. He ended up having the contract voided. He's now currently bankrupt, completely out of the league, and we have a clip of an interview with him. I mean, he just seems like he's trying to get his life together. You almost feel bad for him. I mean, the poor guy's only about 35, 36, made and lost like $85 million. I mean, I can't even imagine making $85,000.
Yeah, no kidding, dude.
Unbelievable. And then another guy who's a good success story about the same time as Vinny Baker, and he's a UHart guy also, is Bagwell, Jeff Bagwell, who grew up in Killingworth.
Yep.
Phenomenal baseball player, and, nothing really bad negative about him. He had a phenomenal career. He came up for the Hall of Fame election. He fell a little bit short, but a lot of people expect him to get in. Maybe one of the funniest stories, and I don't even know if you want to call it sad or funny or irony or whatever, is Eugene Robinson was a phenomenal football player, went to Weaver High, the Weaver Beavers right here in Hartford.
Okay.
He played for the Seattle Seahawks, and they were a really terrible team for about a decade. He was an all-pro level safety. He never got to play in the playoffs or anything. He finally gets out of Seattle. He goes to Green Bay the 2 years in a row. They won a Super Bowl. They went to a Super Bowl and lost it, but even though they lost it, he had a big interception. And then the next year he goes to the Atlanta Falcons, who are usually a terrible team. They make it to the Super Bowl, the only one they've ever been to. He's a big star on the team, veteran leader. I guess really strong Christian guy, known for preaching his Christian values. They make it to the Super Bowl. They're in Miami. They're the toast of the town.
Yeah.
This Christian group gives Eugene Robinson the Man of the Year award for, his upstanding citizen, his wonderful Christian values. It's the morning before the Super Bowl. They present it to him. His wife and kids are there. It's great. Later that evening, I guess the guy needed to relax a bit or something the night before the big game. He gets picked up for offering an undercover officer $40 for some oral sex, and that is the legacy he'll always be known for after that, with his wife and kids in the hotel the night before the Super Bowl.
So did everything go through the next day, or did they cancel everything?
Well, no. Oh, well, he had received the award that morning.
Oh, that morning. Okay, gotcha.
So he had already got it. He played in the Super Bowl the next day. He gave up an 80-yard touchdown pass against his man. He missed a tackle. The Falcons lost, and every year the Super Bowl comes around, which it'll be coming around in 2 or 3 weeks or something, I guarantee someone will bring up Eugene Robinson and the perils of Super Bowl weekend. And, it's sad to say, that is probably Weaver High's greatest athlete ever.
Sure.
And he just had that You know, he just offered the wrong lady $40 for the wrong thing, and that's going to be his legacy forever.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, man, talk about bad place, bad time, bad decision.
Wow.
And, you know, by all other accounts, he's never been in any trouble. So, I mean, who knows what he was up to. Just not a good night for Eugene Robinson.
Well, that's pretty cool stuff, man. You did some serious research in this week, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, it took me like a whole day, man. It was a night Saturday. I had nothing to do. It's cold. It's snowy out. So, yeah, we got a lot of Hartford guys. And the other thing we're trying to promote is we talked about this a couple weeks back. The Advocate Best of Poll is up.
Yes.
And, yep. So we're hoping to win. You know, there's got a best Twitterer we could go for, but we really want to win best local blog. NPR's Colin McEnroe has won it every year they've had it.
Yeah.
And, you know, our audience overlaps a little, but we don't think he's got much of the WCCC audience. So we're really hoping the CCC listeners will help us out and go to the HartfordAdvocate.com and vote for Sad City Hartford for best local blog.
Best local blog, Sad City Hartford. You heard it right here. So cruise on over, and while you're there, make sure you vote for WCCC too.
That'd be great. Oh, yeah. And CCC, of course. I mean, you guys are really like a juggernaut. I mean, no one can even hold a candle to you guys. So I'm expect you guys to win it for, what, the 14th year in a row? Something
like that, man. I hope everybody comes out and votes, and you can just vote online now, too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. We checked it out. Jumper and I voted. It's pretty easy, and you get to name like tons of restaurants, best place to buy adult videos, best adult nightclub. I mean, not that I would know anything about that sort of stuff, but if that's what you're into, you know. You know where to go drink some beers, Hakaan, don't you? Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, hopefully when they announce the results, I mean, CCC's a shoo-in to win, but hopefully Sad City can join in as winners, and we can go out and have a celebratory beer. That would be awesome, dude. It would be. We're going to have to get on that pretty soon. All right. Hakaan from Sad City Hartford checking in tonight. You can see everything that we talked about tonight on the blog. Go to sadcityhartford.com. You can also find them on Facebook. Hakaan, as always, man, it's been great talking to you. Thank you very much for checking in tonight, and I'll talk to you next week. Yeah, you too, Craig. Just be careful who you offer any money to on Super Bowl night. You be careful, dude. Always, always. Later, brother. Later. Wake up! Next time with WCCC's